Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my November makeup basket and my next update for my Pan That Palette project. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and link you to last month's update up in the cards in case you missed that one. You can see how my progress has been going for my Pan That palette, which is what I'm going to start with. So I'm going to go ahead, tip you down, take you through the shades, let you know how many times I used each one. I do have, I think, 2 more empties, so I'm excited to share those with you. And then we will get into the items that I'm putting in this month's makeup basket. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette first. Okay, so here is my Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. I'm going to put the picture of what things looked like at the beginning of October first, and then I will let you see what we're looking like in November. So here is what the palette is looking like. So let's go ahead and go through. First, this was Strange. I actually panned this in April. The next shade is Dust, which I panned in May. Then I have Burnout, which I panned in September. Limit, which I also panned in September. Buzz, which I panned in August. And this was Trick, and I used this 12 times in October for a total of 38 times, and I did pan this on October 21st. Then I have Nooner, which I used 11 times. Liar, which I used 15 times. This one here is Factory, which I used 8 times. Mugshot, which I used 6 times. Dark Side, which I used 1 time. And Dark Heart, which I used 2 times. So that is what we're looking like. My goal for November is going to be to potentially pan this shade right here, which is Liar. The pan is quite a bit bigger than it was in September, which I'm really excited about. I may potentially repress this one, just depending. This is another one, Nooner, that is getting pretty close to having a huge pan. And Factory is looking pretty good as well. So I'm just going to continue doing the best I can on this. I am not certain at this point if I'm actually going to be able to finish this completely up by the end of the year, but I'm going to give it my best try. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the items in my November makeup basket. Now, I am filming this a little bit into the month, so I have already decided what items I'm going to be using, but one of them is a new item, which I'm excited to show you. I have been loving it, so let's go ahead and tip down and take a look. Many of them are going to be repeats from last month, but I do want to share that new item with you. Okay, now I'm going to take you through the items in my makeup basket. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with the order that I apply them. So first up, I have a couple of primers. They are right here. I have the Benefit Professional Primer, which I use on my nose, and then I am using this e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer for the rest of my face. I have always liked this, especially on my nose. I think it really smooths things out. I know this is kind of like a divisive product, but for me, this has always worked really well. This one, however, I'm not completely sold on. So this is a white primer, and I don't know that it really does a whole lot for me personally, but I have no problem using it up. You at least get a good amount of it. So this should be hanging around for a while, but it is not my favorite. I don't think I will be repurchasing. Moving on to complexion products, I still have the same foundation, which is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation from ColourPop, and the same concealer, which is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I do like both of these quite a lot. I could see myself repurchasing the ColourPop foundation. I think it looks really nice on my skin. So those two are still hanging around. Then I have a loose setting powder. This is actually a combo of 2 powders, one from NYX, one from Wet n Wild, which I've just put into this humongous container. It came with a puff, so I am still using that to apply the powder, and I really like the container because of its size, so I think I'm gonna probably hold on to the container, but I did use up the Estetica powder a couple months ago, so that one's done. I wouldn't recommend this one on its own if you want something mattifying, because this one was not. The other powder that I still have is the number 7 Perfect Light Translucent Pressed Powder. This is what I use for my under eyes. You can see the pan is getting bigger, and I don't think this is available anymore. So if you have an under eye setting powder that you really like, feel free to tell me below in the comments, because I'm gonna be on the hunt once this one is finished. Then I have my Bare Minerals Invisible Bronze Bronzer. This is in Fair to Light. I have had this forever. This is the only bronzer in my collection that really fits my skin tone, and I do really enjoy this. So this is still hanging around. Now the blushes that I'm using are in my project pan. So I have this lipstick from Buxom. This is in the shade Las Vegas. And then this is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach Blush. So these are the blushes that I'm currently using. I have not added anything else because I would really like to get some good use on this, potentially finish this one and clear out the entire middle of this one. So those are my only blushes, one peach, one pink. The Buxom lipstick is matte, so I do have a highlighter for the days that I want a little bit more shine. This is the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop. I dropped this, so I did have to repress it. That's why it looks a little messy, but this is the highlighter that I'm currently using. I do think it's really, really pretty. One of my favorite shades, and I enjoy using this one a lot. Okay, moving on to eyes. I do have this Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer, which I actually really, really like. So this does have a little bit of a color to it, if you can see there, but it goes on really nice, keeps my eyelids nice and matte so that my eyeshadow does not crease, and this is fairly inexpensive. So this was a good purchase. I could see myself repurchasing this in the future. For brows, I have this ABH Brow Primer. This is just a pencil, which I really like. This lasts forever. And then I also have this Urban Decay Brow Blade. Right now, I am just working on finishing up the brush tip end. And then I also have this Benefit Gimme Brow. This is almost done, so this probably won't be hanging around too much longer. I do have a different like brow gel in my cabinet right now, which I will be using once this one is gone. Now for eyeshadow, I am really just trying to focus on the shades in the Urban Decay Naked 3. But I did pick up this palette from Ulta, and I'm super excited. I have never actually owned any of the Moon Dust singles, but this one comes with 4 of them. So we have Star Cowgirl, Space Cowboy, Wild Dipper Rides Again, and Comic Space Dust. These are just glittery toppers, which go really well with the shades in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them for you so you can see. So here they are right here. Those are the 4 shades. This is that Papa Don't Peach blush. But I just really, really like these for eyeshadow toppers. I think they are so pretty, and I've been really enjoying using them. I actually have this one on my lid today. And then to complete my eye looks, I do still have my liquid eyeliner and mascara here. So this is the Physicians Formula liquid eyeliner. This is a pretty good dupe for the Benefit roller liner, which is my favorite, but this one is less expensive and works exactly the same. So this is a brush tip, which I really, really like. That's my preferred way of applying eyeliner. So I've really been enjoying this. It's very black, it's waterproof. And then I am finishing up this Milani Highly Rated Lash Extensions mascara. This is almost gone, and I do have a couple of new mascaras that I picked up from the Sephora sale, which I will be using, and this one is fine. I have been enjoying it, but as it's getting towards the end, it is getting a little bit clumpy, so I do have to brush through my lashes with like a spoolie or a lash comb in order to make them look nice. So there is a look at my eye products for the month of November. Nothing fancy, but I'm really enjoying this, and I love how it complements the Naked 3. And that's it, y'all. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.